Hey there. So, if you're a Ford owner and you've been greeted by that pesky error code P059F, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down what it is and, more importantly, how to fix it all in just a few minutes. You know the feeling, right? You hop in the car, ready to go, and boom, there it is, that glowing, dreaded check engine light. I get it, it's super frustrating, but that light isn't just there to annoy you. It's your car literally trying to tell you something is up.
And in this case, the message it's sending is code P059F. So, our mission today is to crack that code. We're going to figure out what your car is saying so you can get to the bottom of it. Let's dive in.
Think of that error code as a direct signal, a text message, if you will, from your car's brain. That brain is called the Powertrain Control Module, or PCM for short. And right now, it's telling you it's noticed something isn't working quite right. So what's the message? Well, P059F means the PCM has spotted an issue with something called the active grille shutter system. It's either not performing like it should, or it might be physically stuck. And that probably leads to your next question. The active what now? What on earth is an active grille shutter? Let's take a quick look, because once you know what it does, figuring out the problem gets a whole lot easier.
It's actually a really clever bit of tech. The active grille shutter is basically a set of vents right at the very front of your car that open and close all by themselves. The best way to picture it? Think of them like your car's eyelids.
These shutters really have two main jobs. When your engine starts to get hot, like in city traffic, they open wide to let air in and cool things down. But when you're cruising on the highway, they close up. This makes the car slice through the air better, which actually improves your gas mileage. Pretty neat, huh?
So the problem is, when this awesome little system stops working, you get that P059F code. But here's the good news. There are really only 4 common things that go wrong, and we can check them out in a totally logical, step-by-step way.
Here's the quick overview. The problem could be something just physically blocking the grille, it could be a bad electrical signal, a part might have failed, or it could be a more persistent software thing. We're going to tackle these one by one, starting with the absolute easiest one first. All right, first up, this is the most common cause, and lucky for us, it's also the simplest one to check yourself. And that is the grille shutter is just plain stuck. The computer is telling it to move, but something is physically in the way stopping it. This is hands down the easiest thing for you to diagnose and hopefully fix. So here's what you do. Grab a flashlight, get down there, and take a really good look at the grille on the front of your car. You're looking for anything that could be jamming up the works, leaves, dirt, mud, even ice if it's wintertime. If you see anything, just carefully clear it out, and you might have just solved the whole problem. Okay, on to possibility number 2. Let's say you checked the grille, it's totally clear, but that darn light is still on. Our next suspect is the communication system. This basically means there's a communication breakdown. The shutter itself might be fine, but the message just isn't getting through to the car's brain. It's kind of like having a bad cell phone connection. This signal travels on a specific wire called the LIN wire. So you'll want to find the wiring harness that goes to your grille shutter and just give it a good look over. See any signs of damage, a wire that's frayed, a connection that's come loose, maybe some corrosion. If you spot the problem, just fixing that wire or reconnecting it could be all it takes. All right, so the grille is clear, the wires look good. What's left? Well, now we have to consider that a part itself has just decided to call it quits. And we're talking about the grille shutter actuator. This is the little electric motor whose only job is to open and close those vents. And like any motor, it can burn out or fail. When that happens, the shutters are stuck and the system throws that error code. So if you've ruled out a blockage and you've ruled out bad wiring, the actuator itself becomes the most likely culprit. And the solution here is pretty straightforward. The part needs to be replaced. Now for our final possibility. This one is a little different. This is what you look into if you've checked everything else, or if that check engine light just keeps coming back. Sometimes the diagnostic trouble code, that's the DTC, just runs continuously. This can happen when it's a known issue that the car company has found, and it might need a very specific fix that isn't obvious at first glance. And this brings us to a really key piece of insider info. Your next step is to look for something called a Technical Service Bulletin, or a TSB. Ford sends these out to dealers about known problems. And for this specific code, you'll want to search for bulletin SSM 46857. It might just have the exact answer you need.
Okay, let's pull all of this together into a final action plan. Think of this as your clear, step-by-step checklist to finally solve that P059F code.
First, always start with the easiest thing. Check for junk stuck in the grill. Second, if that's all clear, go inspect the LIN wiring for any visible damage. Third, if the wiring looks good, your actuator is the prime suspect for replacement. And finally, if the problem still won't go away, it's time to do some digging and research those technical service bulletins. You see, that check engine light isn't just a nuisance, it's a message. Your car is talking. By following these steps, you're not just fixing a problem, you're learning to listen. And hopefully, this guide has made that conversation just a little bit clearer.